Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Well, today we're going to do another review on another solar panel. Solar is so important to us, and you don't want to get it wrong. You don't want to buy a panel and then find out it's crap and you've thrown your money away. A lot of us just can't afford to do that. This is going to be one of the folding 200-watt panels. I think this is nearly ideal. They're lightweight, they're small, they're easy to move in and out. If you're using a power station, then they're nearly ideal to plug into a power station. I just really like the idea of the 200-watt folding solar panels. I have two others that are still in camp, and I'm doing a long-term review of those, going into comparing directly to each other. So this will go into that review. I will now have three 200-watt solar panels. So let me tell you right up front that they contacted me and they sent this to me for free. And there was the main reason I said yes, because I generally don't test new things, is that this is IP67 rated. IP rating is an international rating, and then they have a scale of, for dust, it's a scale of 1 to, the chart will be up, and if I'm wrong, you'll be seeing it. I believe the scale is 1 to 7 or 1 to 6. It could well be 6. If this is IP67, then it's the highest rating that they give for dust. If the second number, and that's for water, keeping water out, water resistance. It's a scale of 1 to 8. 8 is the highest. Now, that means the manufacturer submitted this to the testing agency, whoever they are, and I don't even know who they are, and they tested them, and the test for water resistance is they submerged them to 1 meter for 30 minutes without any damage. Now, don't submerge this, okay? Don't submerge this. But I really like knowing that it has that rating, an independent agency has tested it, and it is pretty water resistant. Also, I believe this is going to be one of the best builds. The quality of the manufacturing just looks really good. First thing first, let's look at the cables. That's another reason why I like this one, is it had an excellent selection of cables. So it comes with, of course, this is just a standard MC4, but then it plugs into this. The MC, it's got a standard MC4 end that will plug into this, and then this will plug into your power station or whatever you have. If you're not using a power station, you can still use this. You'll just buy an extension and leave this off. You won't be using it. But it has an XT60, it has an 8mm, and it has an Anderson. And by far, those are the three best quick releases on the market, the most commonly used. So you get the three most commonly used connections, and then you get a 2.5mm and a 3.5mm, and another one I don't even know what it is. For the smaller power stations are all going to use these small ones. Having the XT, the 8mm, and the Anderson is really excellent. So let me give you an example. So this is a power station that I'm testing. I believe it's the cheapest one on Amazon. When I bought it, it was the cheapest one on Amazon. It's really cheap. It's $400, and it's got an 1154 watt-hour battery, so that is really cheap. But it uses two connectors. It uses the XT60, so that's going to plug right in here, and it uses an 8mm. So you don't plug them both in, obviously. I'm just showing you that these are two of the most common, and it's got one of each, so you could just plug it in and out as you need it. So that's a very good thing, and the Anderson is also very common, and so I think this is excellent. Usually they give you a cord with individual pieces that you plug in. Those are crap. I think those break and fail, and you lose them really quickly. This is outstanding. So the three things that really stood out to me was the IP67 rating, the really great cabling they give you to connect it to whatever you're using, and what looks to me to be, at this point, super high quality construction. They're claiming it's the lightest 200-watt panel on the market, and it's certainly lighter than the other two that I have. It's 13.5 pounds, and that's really important. If you're carrying this in and out all the time from your rig, And it's also very small for a 200-watt panel, and so it takes up less space in your rig. So those are good. Those are the reasons I chose to test this one, let them send it to me. And again, understand that I'm going to tell you the truth about whatever I discover about this panel. Okay, so there it is, all stretched out. I'll get it put out with the other 200-watt panels, and we'll start testing it. So far, it seems to me the quality of this is exceptional. And one of the things that I really like, and that I have not gotten on any of my others, is all these, open that up. You see how many grommets there are. Here's a grommet, here's a grommet. Oh, there's a grommet in every panel and on the ends. So there's a total of 4 grommets. That's really cool. Grommets on top and bottom. The grommets are a big plus. That's one of the things I like for these to have, is because in the wind you can stake it down, and then you can have this out in the wind. With IP67 rating, you can have it out with the risk of rain. I mean, common sense says if it's going to rain, take it in. But you can leave it out, and if it comes by and starts raining and you didn't expect it, it will be safe. It won't be damaged. So those are the things I liked about this so far. Okay, very good. We're going to set everything out and test it and see how it goes, and I'll be right back with a preliminary assessment. So everyone, I've been playing now with the Rophie 200-watt solar panel for a couple of months. And I've been testing these other 2 solar panels, so I have a wide, I think a perfect range of qualities and price. And I have them arranged here in the by quality and by price. Here at the bottom is the ALLPOWERS. It was the cheapest of all of them. I think I paid right at $200 for it. It's a 200-watt solar panel. I think that's really great. It folds up nice. This is the GRECELL, and it's a substantial step up in quality, and I think I paid about $280 for it. This is the Rophie, which we're testing right now, and it is again a substantial step up in quality. So if I were rating them on a scale of 10, this would be a 10, this would be a 7, that would be a 5. That's how I would do it. The quality and the price, of course, as you would expect, goes up. So the price of the Rophie right now, full retail is $3.99, and that's a little too much. I wouldn't pay $3.99 for it. I'd buy something else. But they have a $100 off coupon. Right now, it's July 4th. It's the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. It probably isn't when you watch this, but it will be sometime. Happy 4th of July. So this is $3.99, $100 off coupon, $2.99, 10% off coupon. At this moment, this is $269, which is, for the quality, I think is a screaming deal, because it's almost the same as these other 2, and it's substantially better quality. It's very light. I think it's at least 5 pounds lighter than either of the others, and not that that's a big difference, but when you pick it up every day and carry it out and bring it in and carry it out and bring it in, it becomes significant. 200 watts is perfect for most of us. It's just the one panel. You take it out, you fold it, you unfold it, and it's very easy to live with. What do I mean by quality? How am I measuring quality? Well, I can't really show you, but this is mostly cloth. If you've ever looked real closely at one of these, this is fabric almost everywhere except for the panel itself. The panel itself is pretty strong, but where it folds right here, this is a cloth fabric. And obviously, it's sitting on the ground. It's always going to be sitting on the ground. That's its purpose in existence, is to sit on the ground. And so my experience with cloth hinges and on the perimeter has been that they wear out. They fray, they wear out. This seems like a better quality than most, so I think it will last longer, but there's no question in my mind it's going to fray and wear out because it's cloth. Now the GRECELL, that was the ALLPOWERS. The GRECELL has cloth, but there's something else in there, and I don't know what it is. They tell you. They've got pictures of the layers, and they got all that stuff. So it's a substantially higher quality, especially the hinge, you know, where it folds here. This is cloth, but there's something else in there. It's much less cloth. It is cloth, but much less cloth. That's why I'm giving it a 7, because it's still cloth, but it's got more of the hard stuff, whatever the hard stuff is, EPTF or some crazy thing. I don't know what it is. Now, this is the Rophie. It's got kind of a cloth outside, although I'm not even sure it's cloth. It's hard. There may not be any cloth in this. And so it's not going to fray like these are going to fray. That's going to fray quickly. That's going to fray eventually. This may just never fray. So this is some kind of hard cloth thing. I don't know enough about it to know what it is, but I don't think this is going to wear out anywhere near as fast as the others. That's why I'm giving this rating of quality. It's got all the grommets. That one, the GRECELL, has both of those are short on grommets, probably because they know they're not strong enough to be hung and to be used. They can't handle the stress of grommets. But this one has a lot of grommets, and I really like grommets in solar panel. You lay this on the ground. It's a windy day, you can probably tell, and you lay this on the ground. The wind blows it away. Well, that's bad. You know, that's obviously really bad. But if you have grommets, you can stake it out, and it's not just going to blow away. As far as solar output, they're all identical. I plug them into various different power stations, and they each one then give us a charge in, and the power station tells, and they're always within a watt or two. There's no difference. At certain times of the day, maybe one will put out 5 more watts, and at different times of the day, the other one will put out 5 more watts. The power difference is insignificant. You're getting the same amount of power from all of them. They're all essentially the same size. This is lighter. So here's the bottom line. You're going to pay a little more. For $269, which is what this is right now, and if you just watch, the great thing about Amazon is if you just watch, you're going to find a sale. They're going to put out a coupon, and I would just sit on this Rophie and wait for the coupon. I would buy it at $269. So when it came out on a good price, I'd grab it up, and I would prefer it over the others. If the GRECELL is cheap enough, and they're usually about the same price, although this is the better quality, so buy the Rophie. If the GRECELL came up as a really good price, I think the quality is good enough to buy it and be satisfied. And the ALLPOWERS would have to be super cheap. I mean, super cheap, under 200 bucks. And I'm not sure I would, even if I saved $7, I think I would still spend and get the better quality of the Rophie. It really is. It's all plastic. I don't think there's any fabric in it. And fabric, it's not going to fray. It's not going to wear out. So that is really a better. Now, in ALLPOWERS' defense, they make numerous models of the 200 water. So they have another model that's another $50 or $60 more, and it probably too is all plastic. They are just so, that's the great thing about ALLPOWERS, is they have a very broad line. I just bought the cheapest one because that's what I was testing. Cheap, medium, a little more expensive. That's my take on these 3 solar panels on the Rophie. Again, they sent this to me. I like testing things just for this reason, so you'll have a choice and you'll know what you're going to buy when you buy. As of right now, the Rophie is the best folding solar panel I've ever seen. But I'll keep buying them and I'll keep letting you know. And as far as I know, the Rophie will be the one I always keep to be the standard by which I judge the others. So I have other videos about solar panels right up here. Go look at them. My final verdict on the Rophie is outstanding. Outstanding. Probably the best folding 200-watt solar panel I've ever seen. Highly recommend it. Okay, so if you got anything out of this, then like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.